Ooh, here we go. What up? What up? All right, let me just get my stuff pulled up. Turn off all this chat stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and mute that. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Gonna do some editing today. Who's the bald guy? Shout at Shane. All right, I think we're good to go. I think we are good to go. Hello, Chinu, Rio on Instagram. Let me get my windows where I need them to be so I can read all my chats. Oopsies. All right. All right. Got two things to work on today for about 2 hours. So we're going to do just that. All right. I was going to go live a little earlier, but I had to actually transfer all the footage first. And what we are editing today is a financial planning client and some jujitsu stuff. Sorry, I bailed last night. I didn't get home till 10. Was done with it. No worries. I fell asleep pretty early too. And all night my dog was, she had hot snakes all night, so I had to get up multiple times. All right, I'm just importing footage here. And we're gonna take this. We will take this. What's up, everybody on the Instagram, everybody on Twitch? What is going on? Let me go to my normal chat view. Not liking how Streamlabs, it's annoying. I just want to see the chat. Oh well. Yeah, I can only see like Twitch, Instagram, and then if I go open another window, maybe I can see YouTube. You think I would know how to do this? I'm on the wrong YouTube account. Okay, all right, here we go. We are going to get started here with what name in Twitch? Hot ZD. That is Hot H-O-T, no space, ZD, Z-I-T-I, my gaming channel. That's where I'm also live there. I'm also live on YouTube. I'm supposed to be, but maybe I'm not. I'm still figuring it all out. Yeah, I think we're just on Instagram today. That's okay. Oh, I'm actually live on my YouTube Hot ZD channel too. Well, that's hilarious. All right, here we go. All right, today I'm editing two things. One is going to be this, a couple reels for a client who does financial planning. And the other is going to be some parts of my jiu-jitsu gym's class that I filmed Wednesday night, where I posted this reel from. Yeah, so feel free to hang out. Feel free to throw some questions in the chat. And man, I wish I was live on my main YouTube channel. That's a bummer. Whack. Very, very whack. No problemo. I will monitor the chat on Hot ZD YouTube and Instagram. I'm also looking on X if you're on there at Pete Magazoo or Pete Magazoo. I've got my cream soda. I'm ready to edit. Saw some of your videos and that makes my heart melt. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm gonna start with this stuff first because I want to do the jiu-jitsu stuff, so I should probably get through this first. I go to this client once a month and film a couple different types of reels where we talk about advice for financial planning for retirement. It's fun. I'm good friends with him now after 2 years of this contract that we... Oops, I don't need that yet. 2 years of doing this. Learned a lot from him. Okay, let's just white balance this. How's that? Better. Okay, and then we'll copy that to here. What are you editing now? This is... I'm your biggest fan. Aw, thanks, babe. Marriage, question mark. Sorry, I'm taken. My name is... yeah, this is a financial planning client here. So I've got the 2 clips. I've got the audio. He was wearing one of my favorite DJI mics right there. So I'm going to take these. We're going to auto align by waveform, automatic sync. And okay, I'm going to assume that I can do that. Link. What do you use to edit? This is DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve, in my opinion, is the best of the big 3 editors, Premiere, Final Cut, and DaVinci, but it really depends on what you're doing and what you're familiar with and how you learned how to edit videos. So I don't think there's any like inherent, this one's objectively better than that one, but it's there. Teaches how to use color grading. I will walk you through a little bit. For this one, I just need to get a simple grade. When I do some jiu-jitsu stuff in probably about 30-45 minutes, I'll do a little bit more explaining of how I expose for color. So it makes color grading a lot easier. And then I'll show you just my really, really basic workflow as well. All right. So let's do some audio stuff. I'm going to assume that these synced up fine and turn off the audio on those channels. Get these up to better levels by right-click, normalize independent.
That long. With
Pete,
all
legend, we had a great experience with your professionalism with our wedding. Miss you, Lucas. Hey, Lucas Rodriguez, my man. I shot his wedding, as well as Kenya, and I can't remember her husband. That's how I got to meet you guys. I shot their wedding too. Miss you, man. Hope you're doing great. Rodriguez Flooring. Let's go.
Plan of your mom's.
All right, so first things first, going to jump in here and just do some audio editing.
With all of her current spending needs met. And at the end of the meeting, he looks at me and says, I'm not getting myself in the weeds about managing her investments because I know that you're looking at this every day and you're going to contact us if we need to do something different because there's market concerns and a pothole we may need to avoid. And I looked at him and I said, you're not going to get that call. And he looked at me kind of confusedly. And I said, it doesn't work that way. That's not my value. My value is
not bad. That's a good start. And then I'm going to go here. We're going to rename this to DJI so I know which one it is. Turn on AI voice isolation, which is a lifesaver. Is there a big difference between shooting log versus 4K after color grading? You could log is the color data. 4K is the resolution. So this is all 4K and in log. Yeah, log you're gonna have all the the more dynamics, more dynamic range from your camera, which I think in the FX3 is 13 stops when you're in S-Log. If you're filming directly and burning in color to like Rec 709, you're gonna have less dynamic range, which means you can't come into like DaVinci or whatever editor and color it more extreme. Like you have less latitude to change how the shot looks when you film in Rec 709 versus log. The resolution actually doesn't affect that.
Turned down by 60%.
Yeah,
10 days, 20 days.
All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of listening here.
You want me up?
Yeah.
I'm more jumping around. I'm more energized today. Do I need to pull my hair back? I need a haircut. So I don't know what the hook is, but I'm wrapping up a meeting.
I don't like how it sounds, and it's going to annoy me.
With an 80-year-old long-term client of mine and her 40-year-old. son, and he
Here we go.
wrapping up a meeting with.
All right, so this is going to be, we're going to link these. We're going to cut that right there. We don't need any of that. Here's where it starts.
Wrapping up a meeting with an 80-year-old long-term client of mine and her 40-year-old son, and he kind of looks out for her money, and he's in on every meeting, and everything's great. We're high-fiving about how much surplus she's going to have at 100 years of age should she live.
Fix that little.
Have at 100 years of
age.
100 years of age should.
And that's a little rough, so then we'll take the audio crossfade.
Surplus she's going to have at 100 years of age should she live.
That sounds worse.
100 years of age should.
Let's maybe do that.
Have at 100 years of age should she.
Can I get even closer? Yes.
Have at 100 years of age should she.
Okay, and then we'll do a very, very modest crossfade.
Have at 100 years of age should she live
That's
that
fine
long.
For now.
With all of her current.
Cut out that.
That long. With all of her current spending needs. And at the end of the meeting.
Cut out that.
Spending needs met. And at the end of the meeting, he looks at me and says, and at the end of the meeting, he looks at me and says,
Can follow each other, my
I'm
man.
not getting myself in the
You're saying that to Jeff.
weeds about managing her investments because I know that you're looking at this every day and you're going to contact us if we need to do something different because there.
I know I'm not live on YouTube right now, so I will upload. I'm recording as well, so I'll upload it to YouTube later.
Concerns and a pothole we may need. Concerns and a pothole we may need to avoid. And I looked at.
I don't like all this. Turn that back just a little.
I said, you're not going to get that call. Looked at me kind of confused.
I still don't like how it sounds, for the record.
I said, it doesn't work that way.
You can edit audio in DaVinci. Yes, Fairlight is a very powerful audio editor. You can even track stuff in here. Very easily go to like a voiceover system and record a voiceover right into the channel. They've really, really added a lot to the audio editing.
That's not my value. My value is not to try to help you avoid market declines. All of the 1,000 trials we ran for your mom that showed successful outcome declines.
I'm going to skip a bunch of this.
They were included in. My job is not to out.
Probably cut that, all that.
Help you avoid market declines. My job.
I can't stand listening to it. I need to fix the audio.
Is not to try to outthink the market because no one can do that consistently. People far smarter than me and more educated than me fail at that all the time. My job is to help you.
I think I'm just going to pick it up right here at my job.
My job is.
That's the hard part about editing reels is you just have to cut so much stuff.
Looked at me kind of confusedly, and I said, it doesn't work that way.
My job.
My job is to help you plan and guide the plan of your mom's financial future.
Cut that.
Your mom's financial future to her hopeful age.
Get some air in here.
To her hopeful age.
Pete, what is your gear list for weddings? Link is in my bio. I have an Amazon like thing that is my entire camera build that I use for weddings.
Success, and that's what we are doing. And he said, "Why don't I just put it in the S&P if you're going to set it and forget it?" And financial future to her hopeful age 100 success, and that's what your mom's financial future to her hopeful age 100 success. And he said, "Why don't I just put it in the S&P if you're going to set it and forget it?" And I said, "You can. You can absolutely do that if you're prepared." Set it and forget it. And you can absolutely do that if you're prepared to provide this level of care and service to your mom's financial situation.
It's so weird that I can't see my own Instagram live. Like on my Instagram right now, it doesn't show that I'm live or anything. Kind of whack. Not gonna lie, kind of whack. Even if I close it and restart it, no. Nothing. It is what it is.
Mom's financial situation, you don't need to pay a financial advisor's premium. My value is not in picking a good mutual fund and getting you in
out some of this stuff.
You don't need to pay a financial advisor's premium.
I think I could cut a lot of that.
Hopeful age 100 success. And he said, why don't I just put it in the S&P if you're going to set it and forget it? And you can absolutely do that if you're prepared to provide this level of care and service to your mom's financial situation. You don't need to pay a financial advisor's premium.
Got a hard stop. I'm still confused about color grade Da Vinci, so usually I bring CapCut. I use CapCut for that. Yeah,
is not
works.
In picking a good mutual fund and get. My value is not in.
Yeah, I got to cut something out here. This is getting too long.
Plan of your mom's financial future to her hopeful age 100. He looked at me kind of confusedly, and I said, "It doesn't work that way."
My value, yeah, we don't need all that storytelling.
My value is not in picking a good mutual fund and getting you in and out of the market. That's a fool's errand. My value.
Oops.
A fool's errand. My value.
Too much. Too much.
That's a fool's errand. My value is sitting here understanding what the needs are and projecting the
54 seconds. So we have a maximum hard stop at 90.
Projecting those into safe and probable outcomes for the future.
We're wrapping up right
and
here.
Investing the money according to what the needs are.
Yes, that'll be one reel cut. So that's one. I'm just going to put a market marker there, so I know that's number one.
Can you say,
would you recommend an FX3 A7 IV for video of moving snow plows? I don't think you need an FX3 for that. Yeah, FX, like that might be overkill. Like you could get like a Pocket, DJI Osmo Pocket 3 for something like that. You could use an iPhone for something like that.
In one of our previous videos, we looked.
FX3 would work though.
In one of our previous videos, charts that show for the last 20 or 30 years, if you were invested every single day and projecting those in value is sitting here understanding what the needs are and projecting those into safe and probable outcomes for the future and investing the money according to what the needs are. Confusedly, and I said, in one of our previous videos,
we're going to come back to that one.
All right, so this is a lot of information and credit where credit is due. I didn't create this. Nick Murray, who is advisors in a way, created this.
Let's just get right to the point.
Constant across the board and see the 10 years later, it was 22, 32. Regular old postage stamp, 78 cents. So that's an increase of 7.8 times.
That might be the spot.
Regular old postage stamp, 78 cents. So
that might be the spot to start it.
So that's an increase of 7.8 times over 50 years. That's our proxy for the rising cost of your living. Global population. Global population ended 19.
I remember doing all this, and I think I don't want to just cut some of this out.
1 out of 2 people lived in extreme poverty. As you, the extreme poverty, 43 million, where we ended 20. Our proxy for productivity. What do the U.S. in dollars? It started at $5.5 trillion. And of course, we can't leave out the amount companies, as evidenced by the S&P 500.
Yeah, I think I might just cut all that.
So that's an increase of 7.8 times over 50 years. That's our proxy for the rising cost of your living. And of course, we can't leave out the amount. Of course, we can't leave out the amount companies, as evidence. Companies.
What platform are you editing this for? This is going to go on Instagram.
As evidenced by the S&P 500, our benchmark for the broad market, stock market of companies, start stock market of companies
Yeah,
started
this stuff's going on Instagram. Lately, I've been doing them horizontally on Instagram for this type of content, and using the black space above and below the horizontal video to put like hook text or captions or something like that. Premiere good, by the way. What's your software? This is DaVinci Resolve. I've heard great things about Premiere. They all do the same thing in different ways.
Ended the year of 1970. Ended the year of 19.
Ended.
Stock market of companies ended the year of 1975 at 90.1 and ended the year of 2025 at 69.32, which is a 77-time increase.
Which is crazy.
So if you've paid attention to me at all in the past, foundational questions of financial, can I live for 20 or 30 years in retirement without running out of money? Without running out of money. Well, the safest way we know to do that is to invest in companies, which were up 75 times in the last 50 years, versus the rising cost of your living, consumer prices, which is up 7. So as you can see, if you were participating, if you do nothing,
here we go.
If you do nothing, I'm talking to a second cousin of mine a few days ago, 68 years old. I've always been, she's saying, I've always been allow you to live for another 25 years, produce enough money in the future to allow me, if she stays, let's just say for the next 25 years. Let's just say CDs average 3.5 or 4%.
I don't know where this one's going to go.
Of companies ended the year of 1975 at 90.1 and ended the year of 2025 at 69.32, which is a 77-time increase. If you've paid attention to me at all, questions, can I live for 20 or 30 years in retirement without running out of money? Well, the safest way we know to do that is to invest in companies, which were 75 times in the last 50 years, versus the rising cost of your living, consumer prices, which is up 7. So as you can see, if you were participating in investing, you have plenty of buffer zone to increase your life's spending over that 20 or 30.
Just cutting out some of that space.
In investing, you have plenty of buffer zone to increase your life's spending over that 20 or 30 year period in retirement.
Hold on, let's fix that.
20 or 30 year period in retirement. For that 20 or 30 year period in retirement. Year period in retirement. Year period in retirement.
A little bit of fade usually helps.
20 or 30 year period in retirement because you're far outpacing because you're far outpacing the rising cost of your living. That is the most reliable long-term buffer we know of to help you outpace the rising cost of your living.
Boom, that's number 2. Done. Oh wait, hold on here. We got one. I think those just go right there.
Of companies ended the year of 1975 at 90.1 and ended the year of 2025 at 69.32, which is a 77-time increase. So if you've paid attention to me at all in the past, you know that one of the most foundational questions of financial...
So then I'm going to take that out. Hi, Mickle.
Time increase. Can I live for 20 or 30 years in retirement without running out of money? Well, the safest way we know to do that is to invest in companies which were up 75 times in the last year versus rising cost of your living, consumer prices, which is up.
Okay, next. Let's mark it as number 2.
If you do nothing,
please join me. Pants is life.
If you do nothing, I'm talking to a second cousin of mine a few days ago. I'm talking to a second cousin of
Here comes number 3.
I'm talking to
Cut out the stutter.
talking to a second cousin of mine a few days ago. 68
Cut it down. Cut it down.
68 years old. She's saying, I've always been a CD investor. I don't really know anything about financial. Years old. She's saying, I've always been a CD investor. I think about financial planning. Everything's going. So I ask her the threshold question is, yes, but do you know the answer to this question? Can your CD dollars?
That might be the.
Yes, but do you know the answer to this question? Can your CD dollars allow you to live for another 20?
Take out the stutter. That's what most of video editing is.
Allow you to live for another 25 years and more than double your costs of living. In other words, 25 years of time at average inflation. Living. In other words, 25 years of time at average inflation, your $1,000 of spending will go to $2,000 in 25 years. So I'm asking her,
that's true. That's true.
In 25 years. So I'm asking her, does she know the answer to, can my CDs?
This is how you keep reels under a minute 32.
CDs produce enough money
Just
in
cut
the
all the
future
blank
to
out.
allow me to spend money in 20 or 25. We had to say that was even the question to the financial planning concept.
I think that might be the end there.
So we didn't go.
Yeah, I like that. I like that as just like a little story. 3. Oops. 3.
So we didn't go. My point was the fact that she was enlightened to this idea had us now take this to a financial planning conversation. And now we need to, I'm going off track. Forget about that.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going off track there.
If she stays, let's just say she stays for the next 25 years.
Okay.
We highlight a couple of the, so down here, we highlight a couple of the main reasons for this huge progress across these 5 data points here. Across these 5 data points here. Why did people why did extreme poverty, why was there such an increase in extreme poverty over? Well, we kind of track that to 2 reasons. The spread of the free market around the world, and why did
where did my start?
We highlight a couple of reasons for this huge progress across. Why did 5 data points
there?
5 data points here.
I was wondering why are jump cuts more accepted in social content but not in broadcast? That's a great question. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like if I saw a jump cut on like a TV show on Netflix, I would be like, ew, like that's low effort. But on social media, I get annoyed when there is like blank space between stuff. I think it's like the medium, like we expect short, concise, get to the point quick on social media.
Like a couple of the main reasons for this huge progress across these 5 data points here. Why did extreme poverty, why did extreme poverty, why did extreme poverty, why was there such a decrease in extreme, there's such a decrease in extreme, why was there such a decrease in extreme,
man, I'm really chopping this up so I can make this make
why
sense
did
here.
Extreme poverty, why was there such a decrease in extreme poverty over this 50 years? Well, we kind of track that to 2 reasons.
Let's go right to 2 reasons.
Over this 50 years. 2 reasons. The spread of the free market around the world and exponential progress.
I might even take out a lot of this.
So down here, we have these 5 data here. Why did extreme...
Like if we just started right there.
Why did extreme poverty, why was there such a decrease in extreme poverty over this 50 years? 2 reasons. The spread of the free market around the world and exponential progress of information technology. Spread of the free market. Technology. Spread of the free market. This country, the one we live in, it inspires the free market. This country, the one we live in, it inspires. We live in. It inspires us to go out and take risks and compete and do something better than the down the street. And for that risk that we take on the street, we are rewarded by having a company that can grow this much. I'm not saying it as well as I did earlier. Much.
It's so funny. We always have like such awesome ideas when I get there and we're just talking while I'm setting up. And then we start rolling and we're like, We'll
just start talking. But
yeah, look.
You should just start the camera when you walk in and we'll just start talking. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I made some really good points earlier, but I'm struggling to kind of.
Sweet. All right, we got extra there. That's our fourth reel right there. All right, let's get some tunage for it. Here's how I get music. We're going to go to suno.ai. So this is my method for getting music. We're going to get chill, background music, lounge, slow, vibey, C418. Oops, it's supposed to be instrumental. It's going to put words to it now. This is great because this is never going to get flagged by copyright because it didn't exist until I just hit that create button. Watch it get flagged. All right, so here's some options for background music.
Wrapping up a meeting with an 80-year-old long-term client of mine and her 40-year-old son, and he kind of looks out for
medium
her money
pace.
And he's in on every meeting and everything's great. We're high-fiving about how much surplus she's going to have at 100 years of age should she
or
live
we do
that
like
long, with all of her current spending needs met. And at the end of the meeting, he looks at me and says, I'm not getting myself in the weeds about managing her investments because I know that you're looking at this every day and you're going to contact us if we need to do something different because
I'm using this AI tool here called Suno you just kind of give it little different prompts. Here's a smoky lounge groove at medium tempo. And then we'll just let that play, and then I'll go in here and hit play
That's
here.
An increase of 7.8 times over 50 years. That's our proxy for the rising cost of your living. And of course, we can't leave out the amount companies, as evidenced by the S&P 500, our benchmark for the broad market stock market of companies, ended the year of 1975 at 90.1 and ended the year of 2025 at 69.32.
I kind of like this one. Okay, so I'm going to say yes. Let's get another one. And an important reason I do it this way, a lot of times when I post on Instagram from my personal page, what I'll do is I'll just use Instagram's built-in music finder. I think Instagram rewards that a lot of times. I think they like when you use their methods, their tools. But in this case, these are going to have ad dollars behind them because this is for a client. So you can't do a lot of built-in songs on Instagram. Run into the same issue with TikTok too. So anytime I know that I'm going to be making a video that's going to have ad dollars behind it, I have to bake the audio into the edit, which is annoying. All right, here's Limitless Mind, Interstellar Sky. That's terrible. Come on. That's terrible. Okay, I just need like lo-fi, lounge, inspirational, dreamy. Let's try that. And in the meantime, I think this one's done, so we can go ahead and download that. We'll take that and throw it in here on the first one. How about that?
Wrapping up a meeting with
And we'll just go there.
an 80-year-old
I'm going to go on the equalizer for the soundtrack and just kind of cut out the highs.
long-term client of mine and her 40-year-old son, and he kind of looks out for her money, and he's in on every meeting, and everything's great. We're high-fiving about how much surplus she's going to have at
What
100
website are you
years
using
of
for
age,
music?
should
That
she
is,
live that long.
this is Suno, suno.com. It's an AI generation thing. Works really fast. They have a free version, so you can check it out. The free version, I believe you have to use like the older model, but it's very good. And if you pay like $20 a month, the V5 is unreal how good it is. And fast. Like, I made all these in the last 5 minutes. Copyright free. I like Music Bed, but it's super expensive. Yeah, I mean, everything you're going to pay for. I used Artlist a lot before. I still have Artlist, but I'm very, very much probably going to move over to Suno like forever. I like this one. Fun thing you can do on Suno is like, okay, I like this song. I'm going to put this in for inspiration to hear. And the other one I liked was this one. Let's put this one in for inspiration. And we'll do the same lo-fi lounge generation. That one's ready to download. We'll pull that right in. And that's going to go there. I like to skip usually the intros of the song and get to the more repetitive, like kind of chill section. I don't want the music to be something that's catching people's attention away from what they're saying. I more want the music to just be
So that's an increase of
background brain filler. Minus 24 there.
7.8 times over 50 years. That's our proxy for the rising cost of your living. And of course, we can't leave out the amount companies, as evidenced by the S&P 500, our benchmark for
like
the
that.
broad market stock market.
All right, let's go see how Suno's coming along here. I already know this will be good. You can do like crazy stuff in Suno too. Like, here, let's do some. I think I'll use those. So let's do something fun. Let's turn off instrumental. Let's do gangster rap, parentheses, clean. Song about being financially responsible in life. Let's go. Let's see. Think. I can't write their names. That'll get flagged. Let's just see what comes up. Let's go with it. Let's just go with that. All right, this is going to be Gangster Rap Clean, song about being financially responsible in life. I'm not going to actually use this for the background music. I'm going to use the last two that I downloaded or generated. But we can at least listen for funsies. And while that's generating, I'm going to go ahead and take these. Oopsie. Do that. Minus 24. Equalizer. Take out the high frequencies.
I'm talking to a second cousin of mine a few days ago. It's a question, which is, yes, but do you know the answer to this question? Can your CD dollars allow you to live for another?
Okay, that's fine. All right. All right, here is our gangster rap song. Calculator on, here's the lyrics. Calculator on the dresser, budget on my phone, trying to build a kingdom, every brick I own. Yeah. All right, let's give it a listen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Na 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 na. Yeah. Calculator on the dresser, budget on my phone. Trying to build a kingdom.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Came from the block where they blow it in a weekend. Lines at the mall, rent due, still tweaking. I was that kid with the pockets all hurt. Now I rate them numbers like I'm reading my worth. I don't chase flex, I just chase peace. Pay that debt off at the change release. 3 months saved, that's a new kind of chain. That shine in the bank, keep my mind out of flame. I'm a gangster with a spreadsheet. Money moves every pay week. Turn a small stack to
Yeah, not bad. Here's a different variation. All right, let's change it to R&B. R&B, clean song about being financially responsible in life. Greetings from Chile. Hello. Greetings from Philadelphia. All right, and while that's generating, we're going to go ahead and put one more song in here that I made here. That's fine. We'll use that. Download. Try not to spend too much time like getting lost in finding the perfect song also. Equalize. Let's go there. Pull that back. Give that. And we'll do that. And just double check.
And exponential progress of information technology. Spread of the free market. This country, the one we live in, it inspires us to go out and take risks and compete and do something better than the business down the street. For
Amen.
that risk that we take, we are rewarded.
Hello from Pakistan. Wow, hello. Other side of the world. What time is it there? What's going on here? Rolf Pierre Media asks. I am editing some reels for a financial planning client, and in the meantime, we are also making some AI music. Here is R&B style music about being financially responsible in life. Let's give it a listen. I'm reading the lyrics.
Tap that car like
Why not Premiere Pro? Because I personally prefer DaVinci, but yeah, use whatever works best for you.
Then I sat down with the pain. Bills in a crooked little tower. Stress in a knot in my chest. Check my balance in the shower. Whispered, I gotta do this different. I want peace more than flexing. I want sleep more than shine. I want a future I can lean on. Not a story
But I'm fine.
I'm count blessings in the sense. Every dollar, every cent. If it costs my mind, it's too expensive. Receipts and peace, that's luxury.
Y'all, hey, Keepin', you need to tell me this live has been happening for who knows how long. Glad to be here. What up? Yeah, notifications on. Here live on Instagram, X at Pete Magazoo. These lyrics, right? I'm on my gaming channels right now, also on twitch.tv/HotZD. My YouTube channel, HotZD. I'm not live on my main YouTube channel, Pete Magazoo. That didn't go out for some reason, but I'm live all over the place, reading comments on Instagram mostly right now because I haven't figured out the best way to read comments everywhere yet because Streamlabs has been being annoying and weird. Sorry, Shane, I just saw your comments on Twitch. Yeah, I don't think... Hold on, we got to hear the second option. And then we'll do... let's do a punk rock song about being financially responsible. Punk rock song. No. Let's do a 1950s Pink Floyd and... No. 1970s disco song about being financially responsible.
New tabs open. Then I sat down with the pain. Yeah. Bills in a crooked little tower. Stress in a knot in my chest. Check my balance in the shower. Whisper, I gotta do this.
Not bad.
Peace more than flexing.
The chorus kind of sucks. Let's see where it goes. It's not bad. It's not bad, and it took 5 minutes to make. All right, here's the 70s version. Stay on budget, stay on beat. Oh, this is already better. This is not 1970s disco. Okay, yes it is. The brass section.
Stack it. Don't spray. Suit pressed. Shoes clean. Got a frugal little fever.
If you know what I mean.
Got a spreadsheet on the fridge door. Coins in a jar on the top floor. Put that coupon. Ooh, 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 ooh. Dance real tight. We save a little more when we go out tonight. Ice in the glass, but the bill feels
Oh,
right. Counting every step
hey.
in the disco line. Stay on budget. Stay on beat. Move your money.
Move your feet.
Move your feet. Pay it first. Then you play.
Okay. Yeah, that's hilarious. All right, so that's the 4 reels for here. Here's this is a really easy way. If you never exported something in DaVinci, you hit I and then O. I'm gonna go here. I'm just gonna call this 1. So a fun, interesting thing about where is this hard drive? Interesting thing about making any kind of video for a financial firm in America, at least, you need to not only disclose that it's a financial thing when you post it or advertise behind it. You have to say, hey, I'm advertising financial services. You also have to send everything to compliance companies before you post it. So I'm going to send these to the compliance company that my client goes with, and I would say, hey, we are planning on making or posting these videos over the next 4 weeks, and please check them if there's any kind of manipulative or anything wrong in them. And sometimes they come back and say, you can't say this, or you can't say this stock name. It can come across as you're encouraging people to buy it. It's just an annoying step, a necessary step to make sure people aren't getting scammed or abused like from a financial advisor. But all this stuff has to get sent off before I can even post it. Sometimes that takes like a week. Sometimes it takes a day. It really just depends on if somebody's sitting at their desk. So I'm rendering all 4 of these projects off the same timeline at the same time by using those little in-out punch markers. And once these are done, I'm going to edit Jiu-Jitsu class from Wednesday night that I filmed. What machine are you editing on? I am on, right now, a Windows custom build PC that I built myself. This is my gaming PC that has... This is where I go live from most of the time. Here's the specs. I've got an i9 12900K CPU. I've got a 5080 GPU. I'm really glad I picked that up before the prices skyrocketed. I've got 64 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM. Same thing. I got this 10 months ago, a year ago. And then the rest is storage, audio stuff, nothing interesting. But 12900K, 5080, and 64 gigabytes of RAM. That Final Cut Pro notes that this is DaVinci Resolve. I want to buy a MacBook Air M4. My other editing, I honestly mainly edit on my MacBook Pro M1 Max. I got it in 2020 or 2021 maybe. And it's like the M1 Max, so it's 8 M1 chips in it, and I've had it for 6 years, and it's been working great. But the M chips are awesome on the app or on Apple. I don't know a lot about the Airs though. Make sure you get a lot of RAM, which I know it's expensive. All right, so we're gonna go here, media pool, just to stay somewhat organized because it's kind of a temporary editing environment right now. I'm gonna make a new timeline, and here's our footage from class. Pro tip: when you're filming something long like class at Jiu-Jitsu, do it all in one take if you can, so you don't have to do all this little editing. Like I had to cut right here because I was gonna. I got asked to take a picture, and I had to change my camera mode from video to photo for it. So that's why there's that one cut there. What's the best camera for wedding films that you recommend? I use the Sony FX3. It's Netflix approved camera that they shoot movies on, and it's it's a more pricey in terms of DSLR bodies these days, but it's extremely good at low light. And that's if I had to restart my wedding business today and I had no equipment. or anything, I would do whatever I could to save money to buy an FX3 before I bought like an FX30 or an FX2, just because I know how much, for weddings specifically, having the full frame helps in low light situations. Like I don't even have to bring lights to a lot of weddings because I have the full frame, whereas the FX30, which I also have, really struggles in low light. So yeah, I would try really hard to get an FX3. I would sell stuff. I would really try. Alrighty. So first I'm gonna just go through and get these colored, so that once I start cutting things up, I don't have to color a billion clips. Best camera for candid photos. Candid photos are the same as real photos, so just look at a camera that has for photo a higher megapixel count, and then the faster shutter the better typically. Sony A series is awesome. You could buy a Sony A7 III used online and it'd be great. All right, let's use my wedding cinema. Oh no, I have a LUT for these guys already, so I'm just gonna use that. Look how easy it is. Once you've colored for a room and a place, definitely save it. Then I'm just adjusting for exposure. Let's turn the audio down. I will start with the Sony ZV-E10. Great start. It's a great way to start. I really actually want to pick one of those up. The full frame is very nice. All right, here we go. So I'm going to turn the audio off on my beak. How was I recording audio for this? So we're going to change this to mono.
On top, just testing hooks and frames. That way, if you feel like things are falling apart or your Delagiva is being deconstructed, we can fine tune, we can go back in and fix whatever we need to fix, right? And I know it's a little noisy right now, hopefully things start to calm down. But Chris, can I use you? All I want you guys to focus on.
Okay, so right here I have a microphone on the floor. I'm going to go grab that microphone so I can pull the audio off really quick. Just got out of film school in October and interested in wedding videography. What's the best advice for someone trying to get into that industry? If I already have my own equipment, shoot stuff and post it every single day. If you know anybody who's like, I like to model, or I own my wedding dress, or even they just want to dress up, like get two friends, get a couple friend that you have, and go to a nearby park and just start shooting stuff. It doesn't have to be a real wedding. Just start shooting stuff at golden hour and post it every single day on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, everywhere you can. Like, the more the better. Post every day, show off what you're doing, ask people how to get better, copy people you like. Okay, be right back, literally 2 seconds. That was all 2 seconds. I'm back. Everybody relax. I have to, so these are my little, I don't know if it'll work, but these are the little microphones that I use for filming jiu-jitsu. They're also great for interviews, like when you're filming weddings. One of these has the audio that I need to pull off of there, so. They're great. That's the Comica VM40. They sent me one to like make a video about, and I liked it so much I bought another one. All right, hopefully this is the one. So we're gonna go there. Microphone test 1 2 3 4. Oh wait, that was earlier today. This looks like class.
Person on bottom.
Yes, this is class. Perfect. Okay, this is exactly what I needed. All right, so I'm going to take these two clips and put them in my temp folder so I can unplug this microphone. And we'll let that copy over for a sec. In the meantime, let's do some cutting here.
So same thing, we're going to be working on Delagiva this week, but first round, just focusing on structure. So the whole entire round, how your frames and hooks are, this near shoulder is closer to us to attack. I'm trying to do the same thing here. I'm trying to have that back hip away so that I have access to the near hip, just like this.
I have to unlink all these so I can move them. Oops, what did I just do? Yeah, unlink.
So first round.
All right, still 50% before I can pull the good audio in, but I can at least start cutting this.
Help you, and that way you can focus on how. That's where we're trying to go. Because I truly believe without the structure, you don't know much about it. That's where we're trying to go. Because I truly believe without the structure, you don't have a De La Riva. It's always going to be a race.
Ooh, wow, the color does actually look different on these. Hold on. The white balance is off. Dang it. White balance that right there. And then this is going to reset and append. Reset and append. This is my wide, so we'll do that. This is my not wide, so we'll reset and append. Okie dokie. And I think my copying is done over, so then we'll go here. I'm going to pull in my downloads, my 2 audio files there. So there's the class audio, or at least it should be. And this, I think, should go there, maybe. We'll see. Let's find out. How are we going to do this? Actually, I have to relink these, don't I? I should have waited. I should have waited. It's okay. Let's go auto align and see what happens. I need a work for video editing related. Don't we all? Don't we all? Maybe it'll just work first try. Sometimes this auto sync doesn't work. Hey, it worked first try. All right. So then I'm assuming this just picked up right there. All right. So now I should be able to mute.
The first round, just focusing on structure.
Perfect. And then we're going to go here and turn on a little bit of isolation.
So the whole entire round, I want the person on top just testing hooks and frames. That way, if you feel like things are falling apart or your De La Riva is being deconstructed, we can fine tune, we can go back.
What was the name of the brand mic again? The Comica VM40. There's a link in my bio here on Instagram.
Fix, all right? And I know it's a little noisy right now. Hopefully things start to calm down. But Chris, can I use you?
Yeah, the voice isolation is nice, but it's not. It might be a little too harsh.
All I want you guys to focus on as the person on bottom is structuring your De La Riva so that it could withstand downward pressure. And then later we'll talk about side to side. I'm not using my skeletal structure.
Okay, so basically we go through the part where they teach.
Hang out and be like, all right, what am I gonna do next? Right? We want to do, no, I gotta do something. So just focus on your structure, and then we'll go from there. If you have any questions, save your questions till we bring it back in. That way we can all kind of learn off of each other. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
All right, and then from here I'm gonna go to, where's my, we just need some lo-fi background music. We'll just get something to drop in there. So usually once they kind of get class moving like this, I cut there and I just walk around and get shots of people doing stuff like this and cut it, do more of like a little fun cut to music. So then we'll go here.
Kind of learn off of each other. Cool. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
Music fades in. Now we do this. Oh, there's me. Right there. So we're going to cut all that. I want it to be kind of quick. Like, I don't want to take it, like, this isn't interesting to people. It's more just gives people a taste. Really looking for shots of people doing what he just asked them to do, which is, if you know jiu-jitsu, to test the frames of this specific position that they're working on De La Riva. De La Riva. Oops. Whoa. Yeah, I like this song. We'll take it. Download MP3. We take this, or we put it here. We fade it in. Turn it down. And
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.
this is nice. You get to watch a lot of different like belt levels trying something. What do 2 brown belts look like practicing this? What do 2 blue belts look like? What is a blue belt and a white belt? What is a brown belt and a brown belt? Hello, Praytic. Okay. Do I have any more shots I want to use? Oh, Billy, my man. And then sometimes we have shots where like Nick is walking around helping. I didn't do too many here. Let's find out. I like this. Yeah, I like that. We'll use that. And we'll skip ahead, skip ahead, skip ahead. That's fine. That. Oh, the music. I'm cutting the music on accident. That's hilarious. Lock that up. So you intentionally let shots play for 3 to 4 seconds? Yeah. I might end up cutting them down depending on how it flows. Like, this is for a online platform where people go to like watch tutorial videos on how to do certain jiu-jitsu moves. So people who are going to be actually watching this are people who pay for it and who are like really trying to learn what we're showing here, like this specific position of even like the leg behind the leg and right there. It's really specific to jiu-jitsu. This is also where I train. Kind of want that in there. Switch other person. I should probably get like some of the dinger, and then we might have to cut to the wide. Yep, we'll do that. Oh, so the flow has to be long to watch and learn. Yeah, it's not trying to. This is going to be an hour-long video. We're 4 minutes in. So next time I get my camera up, I just showed them. I don't want to take too long here. We'll use, there we go. This is what I'm looking for. So we're going to split that. Go here. And then here's where we're going to now go. Delete.
You can turn it up. It's going to be a lot stronger. And the way you can help support that is move your hips closer to his foot. Yeah, see? It's even better.
Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I like to throw in. This clip looks a little hot, so we'll pull it back a smidge.
It's going to be and the way you can help support that is.
And while that's happening, I don't need this microphone up. I don't need that one muted.
Closer to his foot. Yeah, see?
Okay, and then we're going to cut to the next whatever.
On both
Yeah, I like this kind of shot too.
Yeah, see? Yeah, I want you to be able to control that.
Hey, as of now, I just use VN to edit. Do you think it'll be easy to transition from? I don't know what VN is, so hard to say. But all video editors do the same thing in some way.
Yeah, I want you to be able to control that.
Good.
Dang.
I feel like I have to include that.
Huh?
I feel like I should include it.
Dang. Hey.
Nah, I should, guys. That's not going in. If it was my platform, yeah, I'd probably keep it in, but. Alright, we'll do that. We'll bring this to there. We'll pull that back. And we also don't need this anymore. We can turn that off and turn that off. Turn that off until we need it. Alright, now we'll fade out music here. Like this. A little hangover there. And
We got. Any questions? How do we feel with that?
yeah, we'll do right there. Slice all that.
Put it back in. How do we feel with that? Any questions? I got you. We got. Let's go. Start with Nate, and we'll make our way around. What do we got, buddy? Doesn't matter.
What do you want to engage in, relax and pull down, kind of like a follow sleep, and also it doesn't matter whether you're gripping too much. What do you want? Doesn't matter.
I'm gonna take this down here. Let's see if I can isolate that out.
What do you want to engage in, relax and pull down, kind of like a follow sleep, and also it doesn't matter whether you're gripping.
That sounds like hot garbage, so we'll just keep it like that.
Doesn't matter with, I guess, kind of two buttons. What do you want to engage in, relax and pull down, kind of like a follow sleep, and also it doesn't matter whether you're gripping inside or outside.
All right. So keep that in mind. So I'll log that in. What do we got?
Is also how to deal with the grip. How are you securing it to where it's a lot tougher for them to
Break it.
pop it off?
Okay.
If you notice right here, what I'm doing is
So keep that.
here you can see like on my B cam. So he's asking a question. My A cam is still on the instructor, and my B cam is on him. And then as soon as someone else is asking a question,
So keep that in mind. So I'll log that in. What do we got?
Is also how to deal with the
I'm framing him up so I can cut. So I can,
grip. How are you securing it
doing
to
this
where,
kind of cut.
grip? How are you securing it to where it's a lot tougher for them to
Break it.
pop it off?
Okay. And what do you
And
got?
just like when the person on top kind of like escape by like turning, how can you like? So I feel like whenever the person on top tries to escape, I'm Delahiva. Like I feel like my legs are starting to flare out, and I just feel like it's something easier for them to just like get out.
Okay. So let's look at how we can
Yeah, it's too
get
hot.
more dynamic now. So it's important that we understand what is our goal. Well, we have to understand the position itself is where we have frames and hooks. And when we start looking at off balancing, this is really going to be important because we off balance with our frame. Hook right away at Delahiva and just like not do anything with their legs, right? So oftentimes I'll even play, instead of going hook right away, I'll play with a side foot. And with this side foot, I'm looking to cup the hip so that I can make space if I need to. So I can cup the hip and push the hip away so that I can stretch his leg out, which makes it easier sometimes for me to place my hook. So I'm dynamic
I still feel like this is just not, it's a little too cold.
here. If I place a De La Hiva hook and he pushes my hook off, right, like this, I don't want you guys just trying to fight this, and then what's going to happen is he's going to start, exactly, again, deconstructing your position. So the concept here is anytime my foot is removed, we play De La Hiva with our knee. So I keep my knee up, and now all I have to do is rotate this heel and pressure him with my knee like this. You see that? Now look at the pressure on my ankle. He let go. So this makes it easy now to re-get my De La Hiva, and I can start attacking from De La Hiva again. Likewise, on the other side. If he's here and he steps back and he removes this, look, I side foot, so I can still tether onto my opponent. That way I can mold his arm. Look, I can still do all the off balances, but rather than having my foot completely detached, I'm still connected to them. So we have to be a little bit more dynamic with how we're using our legs. And we'll do one more round of what we just did, maintaining our structure, but now I want the person on top to be a little bit more handsy and you playing with these secondary.
Well, more handsy, you heard him.
There's like the primary shape with De La Hiva, and then there's all these other things we can do to maintain our De La Hiva. Now, things we can do to maintain our De La Hiva. Now, as far as the collar grip is concerned, yes. All right. Now I forget about my legs. It's like trying to do it difficult. I'm going under gravity, so I'm going pulling down. I'm going U grip, and I'm pulling down with gravity. What I'm doing is I'm going U grip, and I'm pulling down with gravity, not in the opposite direction or a perpendicular to gravity. So I'm going down. That way, if he jams me up, I can unjam, right, and get my angle. Look, when I'm off at an angle, it's so easy to deactivate his De La Hiva because I'm fighting his LCL, not his patella. I don't want to ever be in a situation where I'm head on fighting the structure of his leg. See, my De La Hiva doesn't work here. So rotate this way, the camera. So I'm always thinking about shutting down, lift your hands up, the LCL. So here, nothing happens. But look, as I make my angle, I can even side foot as I make my angle. Now look, you see how I can go knee on knee? Now look at this. I can torque his leg because of this angle. Another concept that will help you with this is utilizing your hand a little bit better as well. So I'm not just grabbing the ankle, because if I just grab, he can flare his knee like this. This happens a lot, right? So to combat that, I pull his heel to the ankle, because if I just grab as well, so I'm not just grabbing the ankle, because if I just grab, he can flare his knee like this. This happens a lot, right? So to combat that, I pull his heel like this. Now try to open up your knee. He can't. So if I'm rotating his heel, he can't open his knee. So when you're in De La Hiva, think about this. How you can, you go here and you're twisting the heel, so try to open your knee, boom. And yes, I can always go pillow grip to help off balance, but we're not there yet.
Ooh,
that's in the heel, so try to open your knee, boom. To help off, not there yet. So let's just focus on one more round of structure, and then we'll look at off balancing. So again.
I just don't get why the white balance is not matching between these. Are the exact same cameras.
What are we doing?
Maybe
this
my
round?
ND filter.
Partner,
One's
still
newer.
trying to push your legs down, holding De La Hiva. So go side foot. All right, he pushes your foot down, use your knee. Get the De La Hiva again. He removes the frame on the back hip. Side foot. Feel that sticky side foot. Right? If they fall, but.
It's almost like
And then we'll look at
the shadows need to warm up. Just a smidge. We'll get there.
And then we'll look at off balancing. So again, down, right? He pushes the frame side foot, right? If they fall, but just beat Hiva, and then we'll move on, okay? Any questions? All right, let's give it a try. Yeah. All right, let's give it a try. Yeah. so we'll see in a little bit.
How, like when you're laying on your back, like are you more like C-spine up?
Yeah, so we'll see in a little bit.
Oops.
More like C-spine?
Yeah, so we'll see in a little bit what to do, because my goal is to C-spine so they can't C-spine. If I'm lazy, I'm balling, they
Camera to use Sony FX3.
can C-spine now. See?
Which movie or edit? This
And
is
if
a
they-
edit for a jujitsu class that I filmed Wednesday night.
C-spine, now I'm going to have to play on the lower body. Play on the hips. Which is fine. It happens. But the goal here is, let's say I start in collar sleeve, they bring their lower body in, is I'm trying to activate my C-spine so they can't deadlift up. Go. See? Now I'm good. It's usually when we're lazy, we're balling. that they're
C-spine.
able
Yeah,
to
what's up,
deadlift.
Noah?
And now there's tension, so I have to go shoulders forward when they go shoulders back. Talk about that more in depth, but right now, yeah, try to keep your flat back. So you don't need to look at them. Feel where their hands are, feel where their weight is. You don't have to scan with your eyes, okay? 1, 2, 3.
All right, then we go music back in. Right here.
1, 2, 3.
And then we go to creative cut again. Oops, and we're gonna lock this up. Let's get some more length here just for now. Lock it up. We'll use that for sure. Let's grab a couple shots of people working. That's good. I like this. I like him walking around like looking. Hello. Maybe not. Okay, so we'll take all this out. Cut. We'll take this out. Cut. We'll take all of...
2, 3.
Take all of that out. Cut. Yeah, I'll keep that in. That's not bad. Alright, here we go. So with this, I actually want to use this audio. So as long as they're working, we'll take that. We'll turn that one on.
Yeah, so you go grab, and then you reach for the arm.
Of course, one of the quietest people in class who's talking.
Yeah, so you go grab, and then you reach for the arm. Yeah, so he goes grab, and the person was grabbing the back leg, like fighting. So, on the other side. Yeah, the back leg. Like grab the back leg, but with that hand. But in between the legs. Yeah. Other way. Yeah. So then Danny reached in. Yeah, and then went for the arm. Literally just like that? Yep.
Okay, we'll cut that up. We'll turn this down.
Anytime someone's trying to like hand fight from the inside, you can always attack them.
We'll keep that too. Alright, and then we're going back to creative cuts. Yogi. We'll do this. Yeah. And I know that we're gonna want probably end around there, there. Turn that on.
Have that clamp, so you really don't need to do it. So I'm here, right? I'm trying to like go for my bolo, and I'm like trying to get your knee line, right? But you flare your knee. Yeah. So now look, I start going face down, so I can start to reclaim this. So sometimes I'll end up like this. Now push this down.
Yeah, there, it's the base, it's the transition from one shoulder to the other. I feel like
No, it's over your floor.
Cut right there. And we can turn this down.
Reclaim this. So sometimes I'll end up like this. Now push this down.
Okay, let's go with some of the creative. Okay. Actually, I like this a lot. We'll go that. Take that out. And we'll go something else. Nice back take. That's a good sequence. That's all the cuts we've done so far. Let's go look at the old one just for
We'll do next,
refreshing.
Right? We don't want to be like, oh no, I got to do something. So just focus on your structure, and then we'll go from there. That way we can all kind of learn off of each other. Cool? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. You can turn it up, it's going to be a lot stronger. And the way you can help support that is move your hips closer to his foot. Like, yeah, see?
What's going on here? I don't know why I don't have the audio from that. I'll have to do that later. I should throw a marker on that. Find audio for this.
God, we're back in. All right, how do we feel with that? All right. Any questions?
I got you.
All right, we got, let's go start with Nate, then we'll make our way around. What do we got, buddy?
And then they go into class and teaching, and then we go to here.
Feel where their weight is. You don't have to scan with your eyes, okay? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so you go grab, and then you reach for the arm.
It's supposed to have like kind of like a vloggy feel too.
Grabbing the back leg, like fighting. So on the other side. Yeah, the back leg. Like grab the back leg, but with that hand. But in between the legs. Yeah. Other way. Yeah. So then Danny reached in. Yeah, and then went for the arm.
just like that?
Yep. So anytime someone's trying to like hand fight from the inside, you can always attack them. Right? So I only really do this if I feel like I'm losing the knee line. So you already have that clamp, so you really don't need to do it. So I'm here, right? I'm trying to like go for my bolo, and I'm like trying to get your knee line, right? But you flare your knee. Yeah. So now look, I start going face down, so I can start to reclaim this. So sometimes I'll end up like this. Now push this down.
Yeah, there, it's the base, it's the transition from one shoulder to the other. I feel like
No, it's over your floor.
Oh yeah, I was gonna cut this, right? Yeah, this is getting cut. It's like weird, loud, low end coming from these three. Hey, every time I hit the Comic of Mike link, it just shows a promotion ended link. Oh, whack. Hold on. Let's fix it live. Oh, yeah, I had a special code for it. Hold on. Sorry about that. Comica VM40. Links. Lenses I use. Comica VM40. Oh, yeah, that's their link that they gave me that expired. Okay, now it should be updated. Sorry about that. All right. Well, that is about... Yeah, we got one more teaching session, and then people actually go live where they're going hard.
Now, starting in Delahiva.
And then we have all these roles where the other coach, Danny, is actually going hard with people, just murdering them. But we will do those for another time. I've been live for 2 hours, and I'm going to go eat some lunch. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out, for subscribing over on YouTube, P Magazoo or Hot ZD, on Twitch at Hot ZD, X at Pete Magazoo, here on Instagram. I think that's all the places I was live today, so thank you for watching. I'll be live probably again tomorrow, Saturday, so see you guys then. Thank you.